Morning to everyone. MT8791 Embedded System Design, final year, 7th semester, Mechatronics, Regulation 2017. So in this slide, already we have crossed the four parts. So already we have discussed about the various types of embedded system and what are the classifications, what are the functionalities, what is meant by a digital still camera and working principle. And we have classified the various processor technology and design technology and IC technology. So in this slide, we are going to see about the hardware and the software trade-off and what is meant by hardware software co-design. Okay. Okay. So what is meant by hardware software co-design? There are two types of approaches. The software development lifecycle ends and the lifecycle for the process integrating the software into hardware begin at the time when the system is designed. The second one is both cycles concurrently proceed when co-designing a time-critical sophisticated system. So when we go forward design on embedded system, such a sophisticated like a unique system you are going to design in the sense that hardware and the software will work in a concurrent manner. For example, for understanding this, the hardware designs in hardware and software designs that integrating both into a system. The second one is hardware software core designs are important aspect of the designing embedded system. For example, in a real-time system because in a previous slides, the CCD of a digital still camera coprocessor codec execute fast when we implement by hardware, but the design cost is high and the coprocessor performance requirements is also high. Okay. So whatever the hardware components we are working and we are designing in that particular environment, we have to support that hardware software to work in a concurrent manner. Okay. So if it's not possible in the sense the performance will be degraded. Okay. So that is that is a main point of about that is hardware software co-design. Okay. The next one is the software people must understand the nature of hardware design and the type of a problem encountered by the hardware team. So they also must understand the possibility and the capabilities of a hardware. Likewise, the hardware team must have a good understanding and software how the applications are operated. Okay, so we have to knowledge both about the hardware and the software. Okay, so that's why I have said in previous slide, the designer which is working in an embedded system field, both expertise in hardware and the software. So that's why they can be able to get the knowledge about the hardware component and which is suitable for that hardware component, which software will be suitable to run that particular component. Okay, so we have to expertise in both hardware and software components. Okay, then hardware software trade-off. There is a trade-off between the hardware and software implementation provide advantages in processing speed. Then the serial communication, real-time clock and the timer switches microcontroller may cost more than microprocessor with the external memory and the software implementation. So there are 4 points. The reduced memory for a program, reduced number of chips but increasing cost, simple coding for the device drivers, internally embedded codes must which more secure than an external drive. Okay, so these are the trade-off between the hardware and software implementations. Okay, whatever components you are using, like a timers, real-time clock, IC circuits, and this serial communication protocols, that should be supported by that particular software implementations. Okay, the next one is factor that need taken into a consideration. So when we go for these general purpose processors or choose an ASIC processors, the 32-bit system, cache memory management unit are single instruction, multiple data or multiple instruction, multiple data or DSP processors. We need a microprocessor. For example, a video camera, video game, video recognition, and image filter system need a DSP processors. Okay, so that's why I have told in the earlier slide, we have to specify what components you are using, what the hardware components you are using, that would be specified in that particular software implementations. Okay, then we have to follow the two criterias about the advantages of these on-chip memories and subsystem of a timers. A microcontroller is available at a reasonable support on chip. Okay, so the design suffice 8 or 16-bit or 32-bit ALUs. So that design first selection on chip memories. So second criteria is second criteria for the on-chip memories and the serial communication subsystem needed for the systems. Okay, so third and fourth may not be needed to the time specified design. So third criteria need for input captures. The fourth criteria will be used for ADC on-chip availabilities. Okay, so these are the processes when we go for designing such a hardware platform like a hard ARM, Intel, Motorola, Philips, Microchip. Okay, so embedded processor choice. How we choose that processor choice. So processor less system, we have an alternate approach, microprocessor, a microcontroller, a DSP. So these technologies we can choose. So we can use a programmable logic controller to close in close out type of system, PLC fabricated programmable logic gates. So a PLC has a very low operation speed. It also have a low computation ability. It has a very strong interfacing capabilities with its multiple input and outputs. It has a system level specification programmability. It is a simple applications. Okay. The second one is the system with the microprocessor or microcontroller or DSP. So detailed descriptions for the embedded system, the following slides. So the next one is single purpose processors in IPs, in VLSI, and FPGA. So the line of action designing can use an IP synthesizing and using VHDL and VHDL tool like embedded system synthesis and FPGA. So these are all the three aspects when we go for use some simulations and software aspects. How and with that, for that we have to choose the corresponding microprocessor or microcontroller or a single purpose processor or general purpose processors. Okay. The next one is the PLC will have the display unit and input unit and communication unit and microprocessor memory unit. So these microprocessor or microcontroller will be used to the particular memory interface logic unit and the display unit. Okay. So the application specific processors will have a memory and will use a USB universal serial bus and TCP and IP PCI stack. Okay. So that's I have completed the hardware software code design process. So in the following slides, we have to measure the performances. So after this, I have stopped here. Thank you.